And I'm back with more Ace Attorney Justice for All. And we've got a very disgusting looking man staring right at us. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You are his client. You didn't really think I'd dirty my own hands like this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, she was quite brave herself, trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan's dead, isn't that right? You're lying, what up? It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on and let the grown-ups talk more adult things. Why'd you hide it? The weakling soon believes the words of others. Just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about her secret. But I'm no weakling, I don't believe anyone. Least of all, assassins. What? Come on now. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me? How much do you think I'm worth, care to guess? And that's why? Yeah, and that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want to. That's right. That video's my insurance. Isn't that what they call that, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up and I can. Good enough answer for you, little girl. Why would you kill Mr. Kurita? Because he was about to sling so much dung into my beautiful image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Kurita had been able to give that secret up, he would have... Oh well. I guess that's what we call taking advantage of the situation. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself. How beautiful, I thought. That's how he ended up dead? Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used. Used and thrown away. Put on a sweet innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. That assassin too. And how can I forget it? Even you fell for it. Everyone all working their butts off for me. Matt and Ungard. You bastard. Did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've gone awfully quiet. How could I have been deceived by you this whole time? When we first met, I asked if you'd been killed Juan Kurita, and you answered very clearly you hadn't. Hey now, I never told any lies. The person who did the killing was that the killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a little catnap in my room. You killed him! I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Ah, but too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. But you can't, can you? That's just one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya! You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, so I hear. Could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. Fucking... So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I would think about giving him my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliched phrase. One said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we know how things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? now you finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth! I don't care for the horrid atmosphere. Let's return to the precinct. Well, Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy... No, we can't do that! That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Only you can decide where to go. 1 year ago, at this time, I didn't really understand what a prosecutor was. And that's why I had to leave the office. I felt I couldn't stand in court on my own until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find that answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who's clearly a killer, that man's really... It doesn't matter. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis for our judicial system? Proper defense, but what exactly is that? Is that where a lawyer forcibly and blindly goes to get an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic of you of all people to say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you fought for your clients up till now? That may be true, but that's because I believed my clients were innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get an on-guard acquittal, that's not a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who are suffering and in pain. But when I look at the mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I don't know what to do! Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's easier said than done, would you say? You're a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Francisco are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end even though the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict. For a man I clearly knows to be guilty. Francisca, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record, that's all. Isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you were mistaken. What do you... Thanks to you, you sealed off my path. I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things aren't... that such a perfect record are meaningless. I don't believe you. Are you saying that that's why you left? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you'll find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you'll be powerless to change the ending of this story. Mr. Nick! Sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can get an acquittal tomorrow? My. What's the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, why are you holding her hostage? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't fuck with me! A man who hires an assassin is just as much a killer himself. I believe you were asking me for reasons as to why I am doing what I am. This is what I like to call my aftercare. the heck does that mean? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for their handiwork. This is what they call client relations as part of the assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time and my client got arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did, but my name is the Killer. Shelley the Killer. You're him? Please keep in mind that you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep your end of the bargain, it would be my duty as an assassin to see that she receives a nice long nap. No! And if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would become quite troublesome. What? Wait a minute. Edgeworth? Did you hear that? At the end of the transmission. It was a cat. Cat? It can't be. What? I think I know where he's holding her hostage. Edgeworth! Go to the on-guard mansion! Alright, you hurry over there as well. Don't lose hope yet, Pearl, as this fight's just begun. Yeah. Maya! Please answer us! We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape, assuming he's still in the area. Can't believe it. The butler, all this time? He and On Guard were working together all this time. I'm sure they worked out a contingency plan. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door. That's for the cats he used, but... What? Oh, it's a figurine. There's a lot of cuts in it. A bear, isn't this more of a thing for Korea? Why would something like this be here? Look down, there's a small door installed here. I'm sure that's for Shu. Do you think this came through that door? It's locked. I'm pretty used to breaking doors down. Let's go! There's no one here. When he looks at this room, it looks like it's his private lounge. Look at this. Antenna. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. We're lucky. Sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No! But there's no mistake that someone used to record this. Looks like someone took the tape we were looking for and escaped with it. We've searched all over, but he got away. Looks like he slipped out of our grasp. And now we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be our pillar. You're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route. Leave the rest to us. Maya. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. Miss Impax? You mean... For a matter, why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in the mansion? Why does it say with love? Is that a clue? What's wrong, Pearls? Please let me see the picture frame. On the back, there's something written in it. Maya? She left us a message. I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You gotta get in a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever! Fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearlie, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for that helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you later. That's... no! Mystic Maya! What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Nothing. We've searched the house, but this is the last room. Looks like he eluded us. As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm gonna get. But I'm still short one last thing. Miss Andrews' psych-lock. If I could just find out what she's holding, then I stand a chance in court to blow this case wide open. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Well, let's go, Pearls. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I've come to remove your psych-lock. I want to know, and you will tell me your secret. Go ahead. Try and break me if you can. Can you please tell me why you framed him? I've already told you countless times it's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike him. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know something you said earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I'm taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There's something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. Take that! Celeste? Yeah, there's only one catalyst that could create such strong feelings, and that's Miss Impact's suicide. What are you trying to say? She was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid the suicide note was Juan. What does he have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him. Yet. But for you to hate Mr. Ungard would mean that he must have some relation with Miss Impact's or suicide. Can you explain to me what this relationship is? Take that! This is a photo of Miss Impact's, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away. With love. This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, it was a rhetorical question. It is. I found it in his mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret's been revealed. Celeste. She was supposed to get married to Juan. But I heard that didn't work out. Because Mr. Kurita didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yeah. Because of Matt. Because of Mr. Engard, what do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away. So horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful a man he can be. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. It's where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier with Matt. She was such a good match they were planning to get married. And then it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called off the marriage, right? Matt confessed about his relationship. So that's what happened. But then why did Mr. Kurita have to call off the wedding? I don't understand it at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. He waited for the wedding announcement and released the truth. He was aiming for when it would hurt him the most. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that she left a suicide note. And in that note, she left a detailed account of his misdeeds. So that she would never again be hurt by Matt. She chose to die. That's when Juan discovered her body, and he hid the note. But why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing image. And in any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Use that word again. He wanted to publicly disclose the contents of its suicide note. At the time, that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to him to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was nothing but to use in their game. That night when I found his body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another, after all. And as for me, I was frantically searching for the suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever became public. I was gonna burn it. I even had a lighter. But I couldn't find that note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters, so when I stabbed his body with a knife, I didn't feel a shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you going to still help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and talking with me. It was no big deal. Couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either, not with my situation and what I know now. Oh. We're nearing the end of it. So it is time to call it a day. The trial is next, so I'll see you guys next time.